So you are now the owner of the Burj Khalifa. Congratulations! You have just become the owner of the tallest building on Earth. Sounds exciting, right? That is exactly what everyone else thinks too. But before you even have time to celebrate, the building manager walks over to you with a serious look on his face. He hands you a thick folder and quietly says, "Before we start, there are a few things you need to understand about your new building." The building manager smiles and asks you a simple question. Do you know what you actually own? Most people think the Burj Khalifa is just one giant skyscraper, but that is only part of the story. This building is home to luxury apartments, premium offices, the Armani Hotel, world-famous observation decks, restaurants, fitness facilities, and hundreds of mechanical rooms. Hidden behind the walls are thousands of machines, pipes, cables, and systems working every second to keep everything running. This is not just the tallest building on Earth, it is a vertical city. And from today, every part of it is your responsibility. The building manager closes the folder and says, "Let me show you why this building is different. Most people only see the outside, but the real Burj Khalifa is hidden behind its walls. Every second, thousands of systems work together. Elevators, air conditioning, electricity, water pumps, fire protection, security cameras, and communication networks all have to operate perfectly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If just one major system fails, thousands of residents, workers, and visitors could be affected. That is why owning the Burj Khalifa is like running a small city instead of a single building." The building manager opens a heavy steel door and takes you into the elevator control center. "This is one of the most important rooms in the entire Burj Khalifa," he says. "Every day, thousands of residents, office workers, hotel guests, and tourists rely on these elevators to move through the tower. The Burj Khalifa has 57 elevators and 8 escalators. Some of these elevators travel at speeds of up to 10 meters per second. Without them, the world's tallest building would quickly stop functioning." You begin to understand that these elevators are not just transportation. They are the lifeline of the entire building. As you leave the elevator control room, the building manager smiles and says, "Most people think this tower is only offices and apartments, but they are wrong. The Burj Khalifa is actually a mixed-use building. Inside are luxury homes, corporate offices, the Armani Hotel, restaurants, fitness facilities, swimming pools, observation decks, and many mechanical floors. Every area has its own staff, security, and maintenance schedule. Running this building is like managing an entire city where everything must work perfectly every single day." The building manager stops beside one of the enormous glass windows and asks you a simple question. "Have you ever wondered who cleans all of this glass?" You look outside and realize the Burj Khalifa is covered with thousands of glass panels. Keeping them clean is a full-time job. Special maintenance units travel along the outside of the tower, while trained workers carefully clean the glass section by section. Completing one full cleaning cycle can take several months, depending on the weather. Before the last window is finished, the first windows are already ready to be cleaned again. The work never truly ends. The building manager takes you into another restricted area, filled with massive pipes, pumps, and water tanks. You stop and ask a simple question. How does water reach the top of the world's tallest building? The manager smiles and explains that powerful pumping systems move water through different parts of the tower every single day. Without these systems, nobody could shower, wash their hands, cook meals, or even use the toilets. Every apartment, office, hotel room, and restaurant depends on a constant supply of water. Keeping that water flowing safely to every floor is one of the most important jobs in the entire building. The building manager leads you deeper into the mechanical floors until you hear the sound of enormous cooling equipment. "Welcome to one of the most important systems in the Burj Khalifa," he says. Outside, the temperature in Dubai can climb above 40 degrees Celsius. Yet inside the building, people expect every apartment, office, hotel room, and restaurant to stay comfortable all day. Powerful air conditioning systems work continuously to remove heat and circulate cool air throughout the tower. Without this system, thousands of people inside would quickly become uncomfortable, especially during the hottest summer days. The building manager opens another secure door and leads you into the main electrical control room. Hundreds of screens and control panels fill the room. This is where the Burj Khalifa receives and distributes electricity every second. Every light, every elevator, every air conditioning unit, every computer, and every water pump depends on a stable power supply. A building this large consumes an enormous amount of electricity every day. That is why engineers monitor the entire electrical system 24 hours a day. If the power ever stopped, thousands of people inside the tower would be affected within minutes. The building manager brings you into the security command center. Hundreds of live camera feeds cover the walls. Every entrance, elevator, lobby, hotel floor, office corridor, and observation deck is monitored 24 hours a day. He explains that security is much more than watching cameras. Access to many areas is controlled by electronic systems, while trained security teams patrol the building day and night. Emergency procedures are regularly practiced, so staff know exactly what to do if something unexpected happens. Protecting the Burj Khalifa means protecting thousands of people every single day. The building manager smiles and says, "Now, let me answer the question every new owner asks. How does this building actually make money?" The Burj Khalifa does not rely on just one source of income. Luxury apartments generate revenue, office space is leased to businesses, the Armani Hotel welcomes guests from around the world. Restaurants and retail spaces serve thousands of visitors every day. One of the biggest attractions is the observation deck, where millions of visitors come to enjoy the incredible view. Every part of this tower plays a role in generating income. Together, they help make the Burj Khalifa one of the most valuable buildings in the world. The building manager closes the financial report and looks directly at you. Then he asks, "Are you ready to see the part that surprises every owner?" You nod, and he opens another file filled with maintenance schedules, inspection reports, utility costs, and staffing plans. Owning the Burj Khalifa is not only about earning money, it also requires constant spending. Every day, engineers, technicians, cleaners, security officers, building managers, and many other professionals work together to keep the tower operating safely. Equipment must be inspected, systems must be maintained, and repairs can happen at any time. You quickly realize that owning the world's tallest building means carrying one of the biggest responsibilities in the world. The building manager takes you into the main operations office, where dozens of teams are preparing for another busy day. He smiles and says, "Most people think a famous building runs by itself, but the truth is, thousands of people help keep everything operating. Behind every clean floor, every working elevator, every comfortable hotel room, and every safe visitor experience, there are dedicated professionals. Engineers, technicians, cleaners, security officers, customer service teams, hotel staff, office managers, and many others all have important responsibilities. Without these people, the Burj Khalifa would not be able to operate smoothly, even for a single day. You realize the greatest asset inside this building is not the steel or the glass. It is the people." The building manager takes you to a private observation floor and points toward the very top of the Burj Khalifa. From here, you can see the tower gently moving with the wind. You look surprised, but the manager smiles and says, "Every skyscraper moves, especially one this tall." The Burj Khalifa was carefully engineered to handle powerful desert winds. Its unique stepped design helps reduce the force of the wind as it flows around the building. This keeps the tower more stable and comfortable for the people inside. Without this remarkable engineering, the the world's tallest building could never have been built safely. The building manager smiles and says, "There is one place that almost nobody gets to visit." He unlocks another secure door and leads you toward the highest maintenance levels of the Burj Khalifa. The higher you climb, the quieter everything becomes. When you finally reach the top maintenance platform, the view is unlike anything you have ever seen. Dubai stretches in every direction, while the city below looks unbelievably small. The manager explains that only authorized maintenance teams are allowed to access this area because important communication equipment and building systems are located here. Standing at the top, you realize you are looking out from the tallest building on Earth. As the sun begins to set over Dubai, the building manager asks one final question. Was buying the Burj Khalifa worth it? You take one last look across the city and think about everything you have discovered. This tower is far more than steel, concrete, and glass. It is home to residents, a workplace for thousands, a destination for millions of visitors, and a symbol recognized around the world. Owning it brings enormous responsibility because every decision affects countless people. After everything you have seen, you finally understand that the true value of the Burj Khalifa is not measured only by money. It is measured by the lives it supports, the innovation it represents, and the inspiration it gives to people across the globe.